You are about to see mutilated corpses, burning tank carcasses, and all out mayhem, brought to you by Frontline Fatalities.
Sup, COH fans, and welcome to episode 65 of Frontline Fatalities, brought to you by the Frontline Network, presented by me, FatalSaint, and Tommy. What's up, Tommy?
What's up, Fatal? I'm good. Thank you very much. We are here today on Angoville. We're going to be seeing two very good players that we have had on a few times before. Definitely Aljaz, I think, is one of our more popular pieces of shoutcast material. But Silence is a player that we've only ever seen once before. He pulled off some pretty crazy moves against Aimstrong, but ultimately got won over by some insane off-map combat groups. That is episode 58, if my memory serves me correctly. Somebody will, I'm sure, correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah. But here we are today. We're going to be playing on Angoville.
Yeah, Ango with Aljaz versus Silence, and it's standard positions, which is always nice to see. I just think personally that Ango plays out better this way. Americans in the north and Wehrmacht in the south. It just looks and feels better. I don't know why.
Yeah, I mean, reverse positions can be pretty standard on a lot of maps, but Ango is one of those maps where it's very strange when you go to reverse positions. The Ver has a very tough time generally, and it turns into a real camp fest. Yeah. I mean, Angoville is already a fairly campy map, and when you reverse positions, it's just like wire everywhere. So you know, it's not much fun.
Yeah. Oh, we had Silence on for that Ruins of Ruin game too, where he played correct. Nogano, I think. So yeah, Silence been on for at least 2 times, maybe one more. I can't actually remember. But let's get this show on the road. You ready to go, Tommy?
I'm ready.
At the 5-second mark, unpause in 3, 2, 1, unpause. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. It looks like Aljaz is going for standard 2 engineers, putting his racks up. How about Silence?
Silence again going for that standard 2 pioneer opening, and I know from watching Silence's stream a bit, and I saw he was. I did flick in to watch just a couple of minutes of one of these games. I know he played a bunch of basic matches against Aljaz on this map. And I know he likes to go for these huge tier 1s, you know, even bigger than what Aljaz likes to go for. We know Aljaz, from having watched his bear play, he likes to go for these 6, 7 unit tier 1s. Silence takes it a step further, you know, 8, 9 unit tier 1s with a bunker. It's just mad. And, you know, the whole strategy, the whole idea behind it is that you get such an insane early game advantage from having all that firepower and all those Volks and MGs, that you can just totally shut down all the resources from the US player, prevent him teching, and you just sit back and tech to something silly like a Panther.
Yeah, or, you know, at least some tier 4 unit like an Ostwind or something. But, you know, I guess you really gotta be on top of your game if you were trying to pull off this massive tier 1. You can't just sit around and camp, because you gotta really be up in the American player's face all game long and just completely cut him off or take all his resources away from him. Because, you know, if he can take, you know, just as fast as you can take, it's just gonna be completely useless having all these tier 1 units when all the tier 3 and 4 units starts rolling out. You know, if your opponent gets a Sherman out before you get your Panzer Command up, you're kind of screwed.
Yeah,
like,
it's a high
what do I do now?
high reward kind of strategy. It's something that Mags used to do a lot. I mean, Silence's Ver playstyle very similar to that of Mags, who also used to go for these very long tier 1s with a bunker, with a defensive for the fatherland push to the respective cutoffs, and basically just support his army with nothing but tier 1 units until tier 4, maybe with a quick stop off at tier 2 for 1 or 2 Grens, but you know, eventually making his way to those big tanks.
Yeah, and he can and could do that just because he was, you know, at the cutoff of his opponent all game long, harassing and decapping all of his resources and taking all the fuel away from the American player, and then you can do that. But you know, if you fail early game with a massive tier 1, I guess you fail late game as well. It's just an automatic failure.
I mean, you've got to keep your units alive until you can build that critical mass of tier 1 units. You know, if you're finding yourself constantly getting routed off the field by rifles, it doesn't matter how many tier 1 units you have, you're not maintaining that field presence, which is so crucial for this kind of big tier 1 play. It is about the map control, which kind of goes against a lot of Wehrmacht fundamentals, which suggests that, you know, it's not about map control, it's about getting the kills, it's about the logistics. That's the playstyle that Aimstrong swears by, which is, you know, he doesn't care about map control. He'll lose every territory if he has to, but if he does that, he's not going to be taking any losses and he's going to be inflicting a lot of kills. This playstyle is like the polar opposite of that. It's, you know, I'm going to take a lot of losses, I'm going to be giving away a lot of rifle veterancy, but it doesn't matter because I'm going to have a bunker on his cutoff.
Yeah, my opponent's not going to have any resources, and then I'm eventually going to out-tick him, or quick tick to tier 4, and my opponent won't have an answer to it, and basically spell disaster instantly and GG right there. When the first tier 4 unit rolls out, your opponent's just like, yeah, that was fun, now I have tier 1 with rifles, and the only thing that I have in the AT department might be like a sticky, and this Oswin will rip me to shreds before I even get close enough to throw a sticky on him. But we did have some nice engagement on the left-hand side. I think Silence came out on top. He managed to get the 2 first rifles from Aljaz suppressed by his first MG, which came out. Did he go Volk MG?
Yeah, he went Volk MG, Volk, and now another MG. So it's very old school. Sort of just so far just 4 units, but I have no doubt that we will be seeing more. And you know, he's big retreats again from.
Why did he retreat the left-hand side rifle there? That was surprising. He could have flanked the MG. The Volk was kind of damaged as well. Look at the Volk. It's 4 men and less than 50% health. I don't know. He could have stalled. Maybe he's trying to preserve manpower?
Yeah, he might be going for some kind of, you know, this is playing out so far like a very heavy on the harassment game, keeping manpower casualties to an absolute minimum where possible. You know, playing like this does allow for quite a quick M8, generally speaking. But, you know, both players are sitting on a decent amount of resources. If you're not actually getting the kills as well as harassing, then that fast M8 isn't going to have the kind of impact that, you know, is going to win you the game instantly.
Engineer on the right-hand side. Yeah, he does lose an engineer very quickly. Okay, here comes the MG flank on the left-hand side. There's a mine at the high fuel on the left-hand side. The first rifleman squad that got suppressed actually got unsuppressed fairly rapidly. Oh, but he hits the mine. And he's going to get everything suppressed due to that mine now, even though he recovered from the first suppression from the NG burst. But he still might get around it. Yep, he recovers from the mine suppression. He's going to get around the MG. That's going to force Silence to retreat.
Over here on the right-hand side, we have another Vulcan MG pairing going up against a Flamer and Rifle combo. The Flamer's getting very low health and it's getting focus fired down. But there's so few Volks left to actually focus it. But the MG does manage to flip in time. He does manage to force off that flank as well.
Very nice. Another MG on the left-hand side now. The 2 of the Rifleman squads stayed around after that first MG retreated. And he does get a flank off, but there is a mine at the hay bales, and there's also a Volk squad from Silence now, who came out on top on the right-hand side.
That was easily Silence. He lost a couple of Volk members, but managed to do quite a bit of manpower damage there.
This could be devastating
an awful lot.
On the left-hand side. If he gets a rifle loss or 2 and is forced to retreat, he might retreat through that mine, which he's standing right next to at the hay bale. He's gonna hit it. Oh, wow, he loses the whole rifle squad. No. Did he lose the engineer flamer?
No. He lost. I don't know. You're following him.
Let's see. He's got 2 flamers, but I think he rebuilt one of his engineer after losing it. But I meant on the engagement on the right-hand side.
Oh no. That flamer survived.
Yeah, it's okay. So he rebuilt 1 engineer, and now he's got 2 flamers in his arsenal. But he's 1 engineer and 1 rifle down, and a lot of territory down. He's basically got not that much. He's got a 27 income on munitions and 10 fuel. He's been cut off from the left-hand side munitions for the entire game.
And there's this huge tier 1 that's just growing bigger by the second.
He's everywhere.
Silence. He's got 3 MGs and 3 Volks. You know, this is a 6 unit tier 1, which is, you know, not to be sniffed at all.
Yeah, and it's not, you know, you could go sometimes, you know, the 5 tier 1 unit build, which is not that uncommon if you get like, you know, 2 Volks MG, Sniper MG, you know, and even then you could maybe get a 6 unit if that is a bike, but when they're all Volks and MGs, they're fairly expensive. 270 manpower for a Volk and 250 for an MG. It's a lot of manpower.
For a Vulcan pack.
280, oh yeah, 270 for a Rifleman squad and 280 for a Volk squad.
Yeah.
It is expensive.
Although, you know, it is paying off for Silence so far in this early game. He's doing a great amount of manpower damage. He's taken both fuels and held them for a decent amount of time. I think Aljaz was going into this game with a bit of a meta counter already in mind. I think he knew Silence was going to be going for a huge tier 1, and so as a result, he's playing very, very harassment heavy. He's thinking, you know what, no point me going bars and trying to fight this man-to-man because he's going to have more men's than I am. And, you know, he's gonna actually grow this tier 1 by another unit. He's getting himself another Volk, which is going to bring him to 4 Volks, 3 MGs, and 2 Pyos, one of which he's given a Flamer, which is almost like another half of a tier 1 unit, to be honest, because it's kind of strange. You see 2 kinds of Vermont players often. You see the very aggressive ones like DevM, who often get Flamers on their Pioneers to give them a bit of extra oomph, and you have the very passive players like Aimstrong, who never get Flamers on their Pyos. Like, I would have a stroke if I saw Aimstrong get a Flamer on one of his Pioneers.
It just doesn't happen.
All he does is get mines, yeah.
Yeah, lots and lots of mines. At the cutoff, Rifles is forced off by a Vulcan MG, and he loses another rifle on retreat on the left-hand side. This is not good. He actually replaced his Rifleman squad, the one he lost at the mine. So he had 4, now he's down to 3 rifles again after losing that one on retreat. I guess, as you said, you know, tier 1 critical mass. Now, even if he does, you know, generally timely retreats, when, you know, your rifles are down to 4 men with low health or 3 men or so, when there's like 2 Volk squads, a Flamer and an MG shooting at you on your retreat, you're still gonna lose 3 rifles on retreat because there's just too much stuff firing at them.
Yeah, it's a horrible position really for Aljaz, and honestly, you know, we're coming up to the 10-minute mark in the game right now. Normally, you can expect a fast M8 before anything else, a fast M8 on this map, because it is map dependent, with a 2-engineer start to be coming out, or at least start building at around the 7-minute and 30 mark. That's where the standard 2-engineer start, assuming the game goes pretty normally. But, you know, it's coming up to the 10-minute mark. Motor pool is only just begun starting,
just building, yeah.
And there's enough Volks and enough munitions right now to be able to Alpha Faust anything that comes out of that motor pool. So, you know, the window of opportunity, I wouldn't say it's going. I would say it's practically gone.
Yeah, look at those 4 Volks. They're ripping everything to shreds, and with MG backup, he can't perform any form of a flank either. Or, you know, any form of a surge attack, you know, rifles versus Volks, because when you throw MGs in the mix, you're just gonna get suppressed and focus fire to death before you can even get close to the Volk squads. I'm not exactly sure what Aljaz needs to do here. What do you think?
Well, to be honest, he needed to play the early game just a heck of a lot better than he did. I think he was going into this thinking way too much. I need to avoid engagement. I need to avoid engagement. And as a result, you know, he just was never really very aggressive, and when he was very split up, and that left him in the position he now finds himself in, which is basically down shit creek.
Pretty much between a rock and a hard place. He's trying to leave his base now. He did catch 1 Volt squad a little bit off guard.
Trying
got 2 casualties.
Is the operative word.
Yeah, he's trying, but he's just getting forced off by all of this focus fire from 4 Volt squad. That's one time.
And there's the MG bunker on the cutoff, so that's the left-hand side locked down. He's not, even with an M8, we do actually have defensive doctrine chosen, so that bunker's going to get double the amount of health, which means it's going to take... It would take a seriously long time for an M8 to be able to take it down, and it would be a waste of an M8 to have it just sitting there shooting for half an hour.
The M8 is now on the field, and he's got plenty enough of munitions to fully upgrade it. Yep, he just spent 100 munitions on that. But, you know, as you said, I guess Silence had a lot of munitions banked up by now. He's not used any for the forward line, nothing.
Actually, he doesn't have all that much after spending 50 getting the MG upgrade.
There's one.
Oh, that was over
unskirted,
yeah, he was way too eager to send it out. You know, I can totally empathize with Aljaz as well. I've done this myself. If you find yourself in a crappy position as US, you just get the M8 out and you're already losing. It's like, okay, I need to get this M8 into the fight right away. Take the window of opportunity if it's still there, and if it's not, then just do something with it.
Yeah.
But you do need to have it sitting in your base to let those skirts upgrade, because there is nothing worse than building an M8 thinking, yes, I can really fuck him with this, only for it to get one-shotted by a mine or an M8
or a pack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just soul crushing.
Here's another Faust on the M8. Now it does have skirts, however. It's going to take plenty Faust to destroy it now. But still, it's going to be able to keep him at base somewhat. He's trying to leave his base with the flamers, but with 2 MGs in both houses. 1 MG in each house. It's completely locking down all the infantry. The M8's got a lot of work to do here.
But we were talking about the munitions for Science, and I was... yeah, he doesn't actually have all that much. You know, after using those couple of Fausts, after getting the MG upgrade for the bunker, he's down to 28 munitions with only a plus 27 income.
MG gets sniped by the main gun of the M8. A lucky break for Aljaz there. Those 2 MGs has been quite a hassle so far. So getting rid of one of them is, you know, a good start of a comeback, I guess.
He's still got 2 MGs though.
He's got 2.
And there's an Oswin building.
Wow, there's some.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, and now he's building the Campcraft Center to start stockpiling on some veterancy as well. This is not good.
This is looking decidedly pretty terrible, honestly. The only thing going, I think, in Aljaz's favor is, I don't know, actually. I don't know. He's got his M8 out. It's only at half health. He needs to get it repaired. I hope he's building an AT gun. He's not building an AT gun. But I do hope he starts building one, because very soon he is going to be eating a big 40mm gun up his rectum.
Yeah,
and that's not a pleasant experience.
No, I don't think so. I've never tried it out myself, I never will, but I can quite literally say that it won't be pleasant. But yeah,
I don't need
he
to
actually
try
got
it
Rangers.
To know that it's gonna be bad.
He got Rangers. What do you think about that? I guess an
Rangers,
Ostwind.
To be honest, you know, Rangers, whenever you get them, regardless of the situation, it stinks of desperation. But to be honest, I don't think there's any shame in Aljaz saying that he is desperate right now, because he is desperate. He is in a desperate situation. That said, he has managed to retake most of the right-hand side, or virtually all of the right-hand side, which is
yeah, your stats
nice
fact is impressive.
Yeah, exactly. You know, considering that he has essentially no counter to this tank, and he had essentially no counter to what was on the field before. But these Rangers look like they're going to keep the Ostwind out of his front garden for a minute at least.
Yeah, for a minute at least. Infantry chosen for Aljaz, obviously, with the Rangers on the field, and he's going, I'm guessing, left-hand side, unless he got defensive operations first. I'm not exactly sure. I was not paying fully attention to that.
But he's unlocked bunker reinforcement, he's unlocked for the fatherland, and I presume he's unlocked the increased line of sight, and he's going to lose another MG, I think.
Oh, headshot on retreat.
Wow.
In the back.
That
Shot
rifleman deserves a Medal of Honor. Well, now he's actually only down to 1 MG. He's killed 2. He's down to 1 MG now, which I'm sure Aljaz is thinking, oh, fuck yes, you know, I'm nearly there. Nearly killed all of them.
Just like 5-6 tier 1 units more to kill off before I can make a proper comeback. We do have an AT gun building in the mortar pool, and it's almost finished, so those Rangers has done their job so far by stalling the Ostwind from just surging him in the base, at least. It's always something.
Indeed. So now we got a couple of Volks engaging these rifles. He moved over to the left-hand side to try and decap it, I think, you know, because obviously he can't get that cutoff back, not unless he gets, I don't know, demos or something silly like that, but I don't see any reason for him to get that right now. He certainly cannot afford the luxury.
No, he can't even afford the manpower.
Oh no, damn his engine on the M8.
Double Faust?
Yep, double Faust. I can hear the Ostwinds coming. Or at least an Ostwind
coming.
coming.
The Ostwind was trying to go past the center road of Angleville, but he stumbled upon 2
oh, there's basically... there is finally an AT gun, but it's pointing the wrong way. Or it can just about get that shot off, can't it? Wow, the M8 must have been just 1 shot away from going down, and it managed to get away, or 2 shots away.
Yeah, 2 shots away, maybe 3. He would have definitely gotten a more nastier crit with 2 shots. But yeah, we have 2 Ostwinds now from Silence. The one on the right-hand side was going over to the left-hand side to help out the other Ostwind, but he stopped in the middle road of Angoville because there were 2 juicy flamers to shoot at. And it was just too much of an opportunity to pass on for the Ostwind gunners. They was like, ah, they're completely unarmed. They can basically not harm me, even though they have flamethrowers and I'm sitting in an open top tank. Never mind that. Shoot, Hans. Shoot them.
Yeah, you wonder why the rifles can't just, you know, whoa, rifle get killed on retreat by the Ostwind. Aljaz, you're just not having a very fun day today, are you?
No. Oh, nice long-range AT gun shot. Actually takes out one of the Ostwinds. So
wow, those guys flew.
Good victory.
I don't know. They didn't do any spins, but I'm gonna give that a good solid 4 out of 10.
Yeah, I guess they can. I guess they. Yeah, maybe a 4. I'll give it a 3. It wasn't that spectacular.
They didn't flip, but they got pretty airborne.
Yeah, you gotta do the flip, otherwise you won't get a high score. The flip is like the thing. That's what I think, at least. He's trying to take out the bunker on the left-hand side now on the cutoff. There he goes, finally. It's been sitting there for
but then he's still got to
minutes.
cap all of this left-hand side. And the horrible thing about Angoville, or horrible depends on your point of view, of course, but is that, you know, you can't just go and harass very easily. You've either got to go directly for the cutoff, and the cutoff is, you know, very close to your opponent's base. So that's pretty much impossible in the mid to late game. But harassing directly the actual points, they're all +16s. So they take half an hour to get the decamp off anyway.
Yeah.
So it's not particularly viable to just go and, you know, send a rifle there, an engineer here. Not like on Longra where it's just lots of lovely +10s. You can get a harassment off pretty easily. And what is this? It's a big gun.
He's building an 88. Oh, he is building an 88. On the right-hand side, we have Rangers with SMGs. They fired up, but Silence counters the fire up with some for the farmland. 2 Volks against SMG Rangers. I'm not sure who's going to win this, but I think the Volks got this as they popped for the farmland. Did take a few casualties, 2 casualties to one of the Volk spots.
Wow, they actually managed to win that engagement. That's quite something.
Yeah, for the farmland.
Oh, here comes the Flak 88, and my, wow, that M8 is a sturdy.
It's a lucky M8.
Sturdy M8. Now, I wonder how good. I mean, you know, flaks on Angoville are actually really, really good.
Seriously powerful on the left-hand side.
Because, yeah, exactly. If you look at the left-hand side, I remember actually, there's a game that, or, I mean, I'm sure this is a strategy that's been done plenty of times before, but the old classic way of playing Angoville for fair. I know nowadays everyone goes for the right and then they try and go for a pin really fast on the left and they put a bunker up. Basically, well, actually not anything at all like what Science did, but except for the bunker. But they, you know, modern bear players, they tend to go for the right, they tend to lock down the right, put a load of mines there, and then quickly move their whole blob to the left, take the cutoff and sit there and let their opponent bleed themselves like a stuck pig. But the old school way of playing fair on this map was to go left-hand side instead, and to basically just make a very slow defensive creep up the left-hand side, stick a flak outside your opponent's base, send a sniper or a bike to scout, and then literally get the win via annihilation.
Yeah.
You would never switch to the right-hand side, or you might just go and harass it occasionally, grab the VP, but by and large, you wouldn't go to the right-hand side because you could often kill your opponent's base before the VPs ran out, because of course you got 2 VPs on the right and only 1 on the left. Second Oswin now out. The only problem for Silence now is that he's put the Flak 88 in a position where it can't destroy any base buildings, which means he's having to send the Oswins out onto the right-hand side unsupported against the AT guns. So the AT guns are still going to work against his Oswins pretty effectively. But those Rangers...
88 on the left-hand side really locked it down, because now, you know, Aljaz's AT is AT guns. He doesn't have any tanks. He's got the TD up, but he doesn't have any tanks so far. And, you know, tanks wouldn't be good against an 88 anyways. So the left-hand side is basically a no-go zone for the Americans right now.
Yeah, it's gonna, you know, give him good control over that VP. The only problem is, you know, he is in danger. I mean, you can see he's leaving the 88 on his own. If I was one of those crew members, I'd be demanding a refund or something.
A garrison of troops. Like, what the
Yeah,
hell?
exactly. Or
You're
at
just
least
gonna
an
leave me
MT
all
bunker
alone
to
here?
cover,
What is
because,
this?
you know, now a single rifle squad can go and grab that 88 and have themselves an early Christmas.
Double flamers in the building, but actually no flamethrowers are firing. What is going on?
Too long range, I think.
Yeah, I guess. It's just out of range.
They need to get into that other building. He needs to run across the alleyway.
Yeah, there's only one window on that side though, so but one
Boy,
flame.
what are you doing, Oswind? Running into ranges.
I'm not sure exactly what he was doing. I think the Ostwind was after the M8. He just wanted to chase it away. Just go away.
It's M10 time. I do like seeing M10s after the whole sort of Hellcat thing in this patch. Everyone uses Hellcats.
Well, it's basically an M10 with no misfire bug, so.
Pretty much. I mean, yeah,
the
Hellcat is, you know, categorically better in every respect, but it's still nice to see them occasionally because they are good at squishing. Actually, that's one thing they have up on them.
They're great at squishing. Like seriously,
Yeah,
you do all these 360. Like he did around a little shed. He just turned around while chasing the Ostwind, like a perfectly maneuvered tank, just going around a shed.
Problem is, he's
180.
He's taking a lot of damage from Fausts.
Yeah, another Faust
The
gonna
only
go
AT
in.
is Faust. Silence,
maybe
get
not.
a Panther or a, I don't know, get a single Shrek Gren would be fine.
I think he just lost one of the Bull Squad to the Rangers and the the M8 and the rifles. He still has 2 with MP40s, but he lost the one that didn't have any upgrades, I think.
Wow, this is what you call battlefield salvage. He's salvaging the Ostwind seconds after it's gone down. And actually, he kills the M10 with nothing but Faust.
Only Faust to kill
He built
M10.
a bunker right there. It's a repair bunker, which is just the most bizarre position for a repair bunker I've ever seen. I've never seen a repair bunker there before. But
not behind
he's,
the hedge?
of course, with defensive, he can actually reinforce out of that repair bunker. So it's, you
That's
know,
true.
it's not all bad.
That's true, that's true. Now these 2 AT guns from Aljaz are basically
Oh,
caught on
no.
their own against MP40 Wolves, which is never a fun time. Except
Now
for
they know
that
how
third
the
guy.
88 crew feels.
Yeah, exactly. Did you see that? You know, the third guy on the AT gun crew, the AT gun that was not moving, the guy with the Garan, he actually killed a Volk.
Really? No.
Yeah, that one
That's-
guy is like a
That's
hero.
pretty heroic.
He's
Like,
gonna
you know,
get
he's
mowed down now to shit, but you know, he's still pretty heroic.
That's what you call fighting to the last man. I hope he steals one of these AT guns though, because I'm gonna cry tears of horror if he doesn't steal one of these.
Tears of horror and blood and painful
Why?
agony.
Steal one of them. You have no AT silence.
We have
You
another
have zero
M8 and another
AT.
M10.
Give yourself a free AT gun. He's actually thrown away his opportunity to get his free AT.
He's gonna go for it now on the right-hand side, the bottom one. He's gonna go for that one to recruit. Yep, there we go. And now he's down to 1 man on that Volk squad, however. And the other MP40 Volk squad goes down, and the Ostwind goes down to the M10 at the same time at the repair bunker. And the M8 actually snipes the second Volk squad. All of a sudden, Silence has
Wow.
lost half his army in one engagement.
Yeah, Silence's army has shrunk
Evaporated.
to
What
not
is
very
happening?
nice proportions. He's gone down to having a flak, a single Volk now, and a single MG. That's all he has left from his original tier 1. 1 Volk, 1 MG. That's down from 3 MGs and 4 Volks. That's quite impressive from Aljaz. And quite impressive from Silence that he managed to lose all of it.
Yeah, this is... It kinda...
Oh no.
This kind of reminds me of the Aim Strong and Silence game. You know, in
yeah.
some ways, that Silence, you know, he had like a seriously strong early game, and then some form of, I don't know, fatigue hits in, and you know, he gets a little bit, takes too many risks with his units and sticks around too long to keep the territory, etc. It doesn't pay off, because he loses units in the process.
Yeah, I mean, he
Just run away!
He just needed to make a slightly better macro decision, and he could have had this game wrapped up, really. I mean, it's certainly not still over, you know. Neither
No, no.
Aljaz nor Silence are exactly rolling in manpower or army size, but,
No,
you know,
Aljaz
all he
just
needs
lost
to
plenty
do-
of stuff.
if he's going to do this kind of high-risk Tier 1, Tier 4 strategy, which is, you know, has its merits with the massive Tier 1 being so powerful, you do eventually want to make a quick backtake to Tier 2 just to be on the safe side. You know, there's no loss at backtacking. There's nothing bad about backtacking. It's not like a loss of honor. You won't, you know, your balls won't shrink if you backtake and get a pack.
I
But
think
it
it's
may
a good
help you
idea
to
from
win.
Aljaz off mapping the the tier 4.
He's actually going to kill it before there's a Panther really, really close to building it.
Oh, he doesn't get
That
it.
was literally, like, so damn close, and I'm sure that's exactly what Silence is saying in...
So close.
something. Sounds probably like that, yeah.
He is now putting up an 88 in his base. This is interesting.
And he's
M10
building a sniper. Okay. Maybe this is like a Ranger Rage.
I don't know. The Rangers they've been kind of okay. You know, since they're
Well, they've basically been a replacement for his mainline infantry, haven't they? Because he ran out of rifles a long time ago. Well, he didn't run out of them, but he lost a good chunk of them.
He lost them, basically. He lost a lot of rifles. I think he has 2 left. Yeah, 2 rifles, that's it. And he rebuilt one. Here's the 88 now. This mate might be in trouble. Main gun destroyed on the first shot. He's trying to reverse away. I'm not sure he's going to be quick enough. Here goes the second shot. The splash actually kills him.
Not even a direct connection.
And the 2 M10s are actually humping each other while they're getting shot in the rear by the 88. They're trying to run away from the Wehrmacht base, which suddenly has an 88mm gun firing at them, which is supposed to fire at airplanes, but I guess you can shoot at tanks as well. It doesn't matter really. Just
I don't think I've ever seen an 88 shoot down like an airborne recon plane or anything in this game.
Oh, I've seen
What
it.
you do see though is have you really?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
You can see them like tilting up and start shooting at them.
Yeah, you can see them tilting up, and that looks awesome.
Yeah,
Like, I wish I could just make them do that animation at will because it looks so cool.
It looks cool, yeah, exactly. I've had, you know, way back VCO, pre-OF, etc. When I played an automatch game, I had my 88 shoot down a plane which crashed on my 88 and killed the crew. That was that was dumb, but funny.
That's pretty special.
I slightly remember it actually losing me the game.
You know what? That doesn't surprise me.
Then I think Calliope's rolled in, you know, when they still had their mere guns and raped me. Because I had no 88 anymore.
Well, you know, this may be the thing that Silence really needed. He got a free Gren, finally, out of his medic bunker. You know what actually could have made this game a whole lot easier? If he put down a medic bunker, like, really early on instead of really fucking late. Because,
so many
you know, he could have had loads of free Grens by now from all the Vault deaths, which, you know, could have all been upgraded to Shreks. And if he had, you know, just 2 Grens with Shreks 5 minutes ago, that would have been probably GG. The M10s really wouldn't have survived very long against that.
No.
You know, he's now got 1 Shrek, which is okay, and he's rebuilt his tier 4, which is okay, and he's going to have the ability to build a Panther straight away, which is very good. But now what he's got to worry about is all these Rangers. Because he has no more MGs.
Yeah, he's only got 1 Volk squad with MP40s, which are a decent counter against Rangers. If you're standing in heavy cover with MP40s and he's charging you, you're, you know, I think, you know, it's kind of like 50-50 who's going to win. But if you don't, you basically get shredded by the SMGs.
That flamer in the bunker is actually pretty heroic. It's one of the few things keeping Silence able to hold his ground.
And the sniper is trying to do a lot of work. He actually, I think that Aljaz's first off-map howitzer shell actually killed one of the Rangers or one of the rifles. I can't exactly tell, but something exploded. Maybe it was a...
I did see it land on the head of a medic.
Maybe it was a medic, yeah.
The medic definitely got caught by the first shell.
But this poor undefended 88 is going to go down to Ranger suits now easily. With nothing defending them.
Or he could even
down,
just, like, you know, not shoot it with the Zooks and steal it, but I guess he would rather...
He could have fired into the Wehrmacht base. That would be funny. But yeah, this medic bunker is toast now. As there's no 88 to protect against the M10s, they're going to be a short work of it.
Ooh, KCH. Okay, so no Panther. KCH instead, I guess he's content to rely on his 1 Shrek. But I don't know, you know, KCH against Thompson MP4, Thompson SMGs, I just have this horrible feeling that we're going to be seeing Vet 3 Rangers.
Could happen. SMG Rangers versus KCH is also kind of 50-50. I know that people have run simulations with it, you know, in a vacuum. With 1 squad charging the other squad, etc., just to see the outcomes. And, you know, I can't remember exactly, but it's fairly dicey. It could really be anybody's game, you know, anybody could win that engagement. Either the SMG Rangers just shreds the KCH.
It really just comes down to veterancy. I think vanilla, I think the Rangers win, just because Thompson SMGs just totally rip shit up.
They're
But
just
I
better,
think,
yeah.
you know, these Vet 2 KCH will probably beat out a non-vetted or just Vet 1 Ranger. But obviously, you know, if he manages to get Vet 3 Rangers, then they will absolutely rape everything. So
Missed everything. The offensive bonuses on American infantry is just lol-tastics at times. It's just like,
it's insane. I mean,
what the hell just happened? Everything died.
people often focus on the 150% damage buff they get at Vet 3, but you've got to think it's not just that. It's also all the masses of accuracy increases they get before that. You know, they end up with something like, you know, plus 75% accuracy or something like that on top of the damage. You know, the damage is obviously direct damage, but then with more accuracy, that's indirectly more damage. So that's why it's so retarded.
Yeah, it just becomes a multiplier, really.
And
if you hit more often
Rangers
and
get
do
it.
more damage, you'll do even more damage. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's totally it's insane. And god, the Ranger tag team is coming for the 88.
There's nothing to stop them either.
Because there's even loads of
in the
helpful
center.
craters now.
Yeah, very nice, helpful yellow cover crater. And there's nothing there because it's in the center of the Wehrmacht base. And as everybody knows on Aggoville, you can just waltz right into the Wehrmacht base.
Right, and yeah, he could have positioned it in front of an MG bunker. You know, I
Yeah.
mean, they're already there. Take advantage of.
Well, he's defensive, so you know he's got the MG gunners on the buildings, but still.
That's true. They have actually managed to suppress some of them, man, but
Well, you know, all things considered, at least he got a Panther now from his tier 4, so he's got some form of AT now. So he's going to be able to combat these M10s because, you know, he's going to need a fleet of M10s to be able to combat the Panther, even if it's unvetted. It's only got vet 1, which is good, but still, he's going to need more than one single M10. That's not going to be enough.
oh yeah, I mean, to take on a Vet 1 Panther, I don't know.
Three?
I think 3, yeah, is about the minimum you could get
3
away
is
with.
the magic number, I guess.
3 is a magic number. I don't know. You know, it depends. It depends on the micro of the players. If the
Ah, of
M10s
course.
can get around, you know, the Panther and shoot him in the ass, then they'll win pretty easily. But he, you know, Science has got decent enough micro. I'm sure he can keep the frontal armor facing.
Oh yeah, easily. But I'm not sure exactly if Silence feels comfortable right now to actually just go, you know, head into battle and just charge everything. You
No,
know,
I don't
think
think he's feeling very comfortable at all. You know, after losing, you know, he's got to be feeling a bit of remorse for all those volts.
I've been such a horrible commander. What did I do? I gotta start writing letters now or something because there's
Writing
like
letters to
1,000 guys that
families.
just died. I wonder if
And all the medics, and I gotta say how like they got dismembered by an artillery shell. And
yeah,
I think the Rangers,
those
I
letters
think the
would be
Ranger
horrible.
tag team's going forward again. I think they might be going for the base again.
You know, it's classic Aljaz. He got 2 AT guns. He now has 2 Rangers. It's Mr. Aljaz, 2 of everything. Fireball.
If at first you don't succeed, get another one.
Off-map combat group called in MG, mortar, rifle, and AT gun. Kind of meh off-map, to be honest.
Yeah, it does sound like one of those duds. He's actually going to take out the tier 1 building. I don't know why
what
he's like
effect?
wasting manpower to do this, but
It's funny. He
Whatever floats your
obviously
boat.
he doesn't have the forward reinforcement point now in his base, as he's lost both bunkers as well. You know, now he has to stand around the Panzer command to reinforce his guys.
he lost a lot of Rangers there.
Yeah.
You know, 12 Rangers went into battle, and there are 2, 4, 6, 7 coming back. And they are not cheap to reinforce.
They're very, very pricey. We do have a sniper running
no,
into the traits of
no,
M10!
no.
He does retreat, that was lucky.
That was 1 second away from meeting a very tready end.
KCH isolated on the right hand side, just capping a little bit. Now he actually decides to retreat when the M10 goes. Hey, I smell KCH over there. I can smell them. They're soaked in gasoline. I'm not exactly sure what Silence's game plan right now is. What do you think? You know, he goes for the right, gets shut down. Goes a little bit for the left, gets shut down. Goes a little bit for the right, gets shut. What do you do in this instance? You just go like, you know, I gotta secure one side of the map, otherwise I just might as well go sleep. This
Well,
is
he's
pointless
got to
right now.
he's got to realize he's got the VPs on his side. He's got 300. That's enough. You know, if he can just hold one of them, the VP bleed will be very slow. He'll have plenty of time to prepare himself. He needs to just rebuild himself, collect himself, realize that all he's doing is getting blobbed. So, you know...
He's getting Ranger tag team.
Yeah, exactly. You know, the tag team comes out, retreats, comes out, retreats. He's actually doing pretty well holding off the Rangers, to be honest. You know, he's killed a lot of them with the sniper. I'm sure that really hurt Aljaz in terms of his manpower. He's got these 2 KCH, 3 KCH now, doing a good job. He could probably... I don't know. He's still facing these 2 AT guns, but he could probably just get more tanks now. 3 KCH can run through AT guns like a hot knife through butter. Because, you know, and then follow that up with, you know, Panthers and P4s. Then, you know, he's looking pretty good. I would probably go for P4s at this stage, just because, you know, the optimal thing to do is to get Panthers and Oswins. That's what you ideally want to have. Then you've got super hard AT, super hard anti-infantry, and, you know, you're good against both. But obviously, that's not, you know, he's not in an optimal situation right now, to say the least. So getting P4s is a good middle ground.
Yeah, he's actually fighting everything. You know, he's fighting Rangers, he needs to kill those. He's fighting tanks, he needs to kill those as well. He's fighting, you know, the randomness of OMCG. So maybe P4s would be safer. But I really like, you know, Aljaz's base harassment with the off maps, you know, trying to kill the tier 4 buildings, kill the tier 1 building, even though it costs him a lot of manpower. It's going to cost him an M10 now to destroy the tier 4, which is going to slow down Silence at least. And, you know,
oh yeah, he was holding out to build another Panther, I think, because he just got the resources for it. But now, look, here we go. Here's Event 2 Rangers.
SMG Rangers. They're doing quite a lot of damage to all of these KCH. Force 1 squad to retreat. Second squad is going to be forced to retreat as well at 3 men, very low health. This Flamer Pipe is very heroic. Probably going to get shoot down on retreat. Yeah, executed properly. No remorse from Aljaz right now. You know, I lost rifles and engineers in the early game. We're gonna kill everything you got now in your arsenal, Silence. No problem.
With Rangers. I mean, Silence doesn't actually have any base buildings anymore. He can't build any more units.
And he's defensive, so he's got no call-ins either. He can't call, you know, Stews or Stormtroopers or KT on. Nothing.
I think he needs to be careful about
the
this
sniper. Is crazy.
You know, if Aljaz was just paying attention right now, he could have focus fired that down, but I think he's just so caught up in probably what seems to be, for him, is probably quite a pulse-pounding, pretty intense game, because there's just so much retarded shit going on. I mean, I think it would be safe to say that a good chunk of Silence's munitions income has come from Rex.
Most likely, yeah.
All the M10s and Oswins and things that have died, and there's a grenade, which was a nice idea, a little bit misjudged.
Yeah, but it was a nice try. Yeah,
it was nice.
Great try.
It's the right idea. He's actually gotten, in lieu of getting any more units,
he got need to retreat the KCH squad! The sniper made the rifles jump around after one of their buddies got headshotted, so that saved that KCH guy's ass, that's for sure. Let's see, I did notice Aljaz getting stickies before. He did reach for it, tried to grab it in his pocket, but was forced to retreat before being able to deliver that little grenade to the threads of that
little bundle of joy.
Yeah, bundle
to the
of joy.
threads. Silence is now... Wow. He can still kind of reinforce in the field out of his MG bunkers, because obviously there's like a storage shed full of KCH in there. They're just all lined up like as like packing boxes, you know, lying on top of each other. They're just like, yeah, we're here. Just, you know, get us when you need us.
Have you seen this minefield on the right-hand side?
I was just looking at it, yeah.
5, 6.
Actually, it's not a bad idea, because he's fighting... Well, A, the sniper might get killed on him, which he probably will, because he's very, very close. And also, B, you know, 130 cal isn't enough to stop a KCH, but a 30 cal plus a mine, that will suppress a KCH.
Nice defensive barrage to force off the Ranger tag team on the right-hand side. He's basically just stalling those guys. Those Rangers, you know, generally Rangers are just a massive manpower sink for an American player. If you keep losing them, especially to snipers, for example, that always pops one guy, and you know the triage is completely nullified by sniper because it's always a kill. It doesn't do any damage, except for against, you know, allied snipers against KCH and officers. But otherwise, you know, in this game, this SMG Ranger tag team is just ripping everything to shreds.
And now these rifles actually managed to get
I retreated and threw the mine with the sniper and loses it.
Oh wow! I just watched a 3-man rifle beat out a fully healthed Vet 2 KCH squad.
I see them retreating at one
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, the engagement was 3-man Vet 0 rifle versus fully health.
But they're Vet 3. They're Vet 2.
KCH.
They're
Yeah, I know
Vet
they
2
are now
rifles.
because they just killed 2 KCH.
They got Vet 2 from 2 kills?
Yeah.
Are you sure they were
not
Vet
just
1?
2 kills? No, I'm sure they were Vet 0 before. Maybe they were Vet 1 before, but
That's so hilarious.
wow! I just saw a Ranger properly explode, like into several pieces.
Yeah.
That wasn't just like, you know, arms and legs. That was arms, legs, fingers, and toes.
Off map on the 88's gonna decrew it quite easily. I'm not sure exactly why he did that, because he wanted to move his AT guns up.
Oh,
There's
nice
no
grenade.
tags. Nicely dodged as well. 88 is still intact and recruitable at 50% health approximately, and AT guns trying to run away while these bar rifles gonna throw a grenade before they retreat here,
Like
most
these
likely.
grenades, they're just not really. Oh no, he got Vet 1. That's okay. He just isn't quite managing to actually get him to hit any money shots just yet. But we will keep watching and waiting. Hopefully he'll get some crazy grenades off sometime soon. I gotta say, these Flame is doing a lot of level work though. 12 kills and 9 kills respectively. Both Vet 2 now. A Vet 3 Flamer would just be so awesome. I would love to see a Vet 3 Flamer.
It's not something you see every day. Vet 3 flamers are something out of the ordinary.
Yeah, I mean,
they're really awesome.
They're like they're about as rare as Vet 3 Rangers, really. I mean, they do happen, but they're extremely fucking rare, and you got to do either some crazy shit or your opponent has to do some crazy shit for that to happen. Luckily, Silence is obliging us by getting all his KCH killed, so we might see a Vet 3 Vet 3 Ranger yet.
Well, they're wearing the dicey, like, gasoline-soaked bulletproof vests or something, so, you know, that always helps.
That's true. That's true.
That always helps.
Inside the black jackets are the fuel tankers, made of Kevlar.
I don't know. That sounds like a really fucking terrible idea, to be honest.
No, honestly, Herr Commandant, it's a brilliant idea.
So, Grubal, I have this idea. How about we take
kill?
some gas tanks and put them inside of our jackets? You know, they're totally bulletproof. It's metal,
Sam,
man.
we just really hope the enemy does not kill us with flamethrowers.
That would be very, very bad. Nice engagement now. The Ranger tag team is just ripping through everything. For the Fatherland popped. Nice sticky on. The Panther gets nets some damaged engine. The Flamers are trying to decrew the 88. It's not happening with For the Fatherland, however.
Jesus, these Vet 3 KCH with For the Fatherland. Does it get much more survivable than that?
Oh, wow, but does
He
not
says as
help.
one of them gets killed.
Yeah, he says as a bazooka hits a KCH guy in the face, and that bulletproof armor does not help against bazookas, apparently. This 88 is toast. This gotta be just like curtains right now. Oh, Vet 3
Vet 3 Ranger.
Rangers!
Vet 3 Ranger! If only Vet 3 Rangers got a bit of bonus to penetration, they could still be, like, a viable counter to tanks.
Yeah, well, if you get rare armor hits, they do like amazing damage. But on the frontal armor, they're still
Oh yeah,
massively
you know,
bad.
if that thing hits a rear armor, I mean, I know we've got no Tigers or KTs, but Bazooka Rangers do extra damage to Tiger armor.
Yeah.
And my god, if one of those hit it, it would just be so rape.
Insane. Let's see.
Now this is an interesting engagement that
Ouch.
just got totally ruined by Silence's self.
That was
No, in
almost
fact,
a
that- no,
vacuum.
That was off map.
Yeah, that was off map. That was almost a vacuum, you know. It would have been KCH, you know,
Yeah,
and,
I was
and
really
a
interested
Panther
in how that
firing at
engagement
them.
was gonna go.
Yeah, KCH versus Vet 3 Rangers. Vet 3 KCH versus Vet 3 Rangers. Rangers were down one man, and there was a Panther firing on them. But you know, the Panther snipe always seems to happen, unless when it's supposed to happen. When you really need it to happen, it doesn't happen. But otherwise, it happens all the time. Especially if you're playing against it.
18 kills. What the fuck? That was a moving Panther at max range.
Yeah, no problem. Snipers, man.
The odds have to be.
They put Hans.
very low.
They picked him up after he stepped on the mine and put him in the turret. It's like, go Hans, use your epic sniper skills. It's going to work. but Commandant, this is like a tank. Where's my rifle? Screw your
Loaded
rifle.
special high explosive shells. Just for you.
Screw your rifle. You got a Panther cannon instead. It's gonna be good.
30
So
kills.
Silence is rebuilding his tier 4 for the 3rd time in this game to get it probably off map to death by Aljaz again. He's a sneaky little bastard sometimes, that Aljaz. That, you know, the base attacks, you know, with the off maps on the buildings is like seriously
brutal.
annoying.
You know what? It's giving me horrible flashbacks to when I played in the last GR tournament.
He's relentless.
Against Aimstrong. He base rushed me with demos and killed my tier 2.
Yeah.
That son of a bitch.
Look at the allied NG did basically a little bit of damage. They like scratched the surface of their gas tanks inside of their black coats. KCH, crazy guys.
The technology is bulletproof.
It's bulletproof. Unless against flamethrowers, where it's completely
Over 2
opposite.
bars. And wow, they're still getting ripped to shreds.
You know, I remember a time where KCH were actually kind of powerful. And then I remember a time where KCH were completely retarded. And now I see KCH just dying all the time. Why?
You know what? The only way you can really describe them is they are a heck of a lot of fun to use. But unfortunately, they suck. They're just not cost efficient at all. You know, you could get a vet 3 grand and he would be so much more cost efficient. It's not even silly.
Look at my clairvoyance. The tier 4 building in Silence's base is getting off map while the Rangers take out the Cancrab center.
And vet 2 Rangers, Jesus.
Oh, wow. Vet 3 and Vet 2 now. This Ranger tag team, they're like heroes for the American
These
Army.
guys, these guys
seriously.
rescued a game that was almost certainly lost.
The early game, the very strong early game from Silence was devastating. And then a few random things happened. You know, stepping on a mine with a 3-man rifle, all 3 guys dying. Is he M8 mining the Panther? He is M8 mining the Panther. Oh, now you are just rubbing it in.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, too bad.
Oh, come on, get the Vet 2 Ranger to get the kill. That's the only way you can complete the magical triad or something.
That's
then
when the game
Vet 3
breaks.
Rangers.
You know, when you get 2 Vet 3 Rangers, the game just stops working. Can't compute.
Get it.
GG, 35 VPs left for Silence. While Aljaz's SMG tag team Rangers are ripping these Grenadiers to shreds. Here comes a Grenadier grenade. The Rangers are running into the grenade because they like the feel of the shrapnel on their overpowered bulletproof Ranger
and
armor.
a Shrek as well.
Give me that Shrek. Thank you very much.
You can hear the effective efficiency if you listen to how fast those Thompsons are firing. I mean, I know there's 2 squads and there's bars to drown out a sound as well, but you can hear specifically the Thompson are firing so quickly. You know that's got to be the reload buff or the cooldown buff or something.
Cooldown, yeah, or the reload. How does that actually work? Do they get upgraded SMGs or something, or they just push the button? Either, you know, they just push the trigger so quickly that it fires faster. Because last time I checked,
I don't think they actually fire faster. It's just they fire more constantly because their reload time goes down.
Yeah, that's
so it's just like they just get really boss at reloading their clips.
It's a lot of infantry. Seriously.
That's a lot of infantry.
Look at that retreating.
Is he scared of like a V1? Next door neighbor from Semwire is like, hey buddy, take a V1.
Here you go.
Hey, I'm Terra. I'm winning over here. I'm Armstrong. Take one of my V1s. I've got 3.
I don't need them anymore. It's okay. I just V1 my opponent anyway. You can V1 them yourself. Well, that was a fairly interesting replay, I must say. The early game from Aljaz was, you know, to say the least, very dicey. It looked really bad, and then Silence just feels like he gets a bit, you know, he got a little bit overconfident and, you know, took on some engagements where he should have just probably just left the territory for the American player and then just come back, you know, full strength and just chase him out again. Because he could have done that with his massive tier 1 just over and over again, especially after Aljaz losing units, having to rebuild a rifle, then losing it again. You know, lost a rifle, rebuilt it, lost it again. It's like, what the hell is happening? Engineer goes down, you know, very early in the game as well. You know, losing capping power and a potential flamer, having to rebuild that as well. It's just like, I have no territory, I can't do anything. And then, you know, get the M8, rush out without skirts, get Fausted, go back into base and repair for 30 seconds. It's just like, can I catch a break here? Someone want to give me a break? Maybe? No? I guess not.
I guess just a testament to the man's strength of play that he was able to come back from all that. You know, a lesser player would have definitely quit.
Yeah,
Easily would have quit. If it was me, I would have quit. I would have started. Fuck this. He's sitting on my cutoff with 3 MGs and 4 Volks.
Yeah,
But
and I lost 2 rifles.
I'm still not quite sure how I managed to break out of that pin. Honestly, I think there's some voodoo shit going on. I gotta go back and watch the replay just for educational purposes. I might even have to start copying Silence's strategy because it works so well.
Yeah, in the until he started
Until it didn't, it worked very well.
It worked very well until it didn't work well anymore. What?
Precisely.
This makes
I'm sure you can follow that line of logic.
Yeah, logics. They're everywhere. Suddenly bananas, thousands of them. I don't know what the hell's going on anymore. So I think this is pretty much it. Thanks guys for watching. And stay tuned for our outtakes video, bloopers reel of us failing epically. Because even TFN, which are supposed to be so professional, we screw up quite a lot. And yeah, you'll get to see that. I made a little bit of a video. And you know, I showed it off for a few people and I thought it was funny, so I guess I'll release it to the public. So stay tuned for that. That's going to be released soon, in a day or 2. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe and comment and like this video. It helps us. It's all that we ask for. Just watch our stuff and that makes us happy. See you guys for next episode.
See you guys.